afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 4:49 p.m. For the record, Trustee Hansen and Trustee Goldbeck are participating remotely pursuant to Government Code 54953 due to just cause. Trustee Hansen, can you hear us?
I can.
Please make the required disclosure.
I'm alone. No other adults are around me.
Thank you. Trustee Goldbeck, can you hear us?
I can.
Thank you. Please make the required disclosure.
There are no other adults in the room with me.
Thank you. At this time, we will hear public comments specifically related to items on the closed session agenda. Trustee Favela?
I see nobody signed up to speak.
Okay. So then at this time, the board will adjourn into closed session at 5:00 p.m. to confer regarding existing and potential litigation. Okay, good evening. Welcome, and thank you for coming, everyone. The board has returned from closed session and is reconvening in open session at 6 p.m. Before we begin, please note that this meeting is being video recorded in accordance with bylaw 9324, meetings and recordings. The video recording is part of the public record and will be made available on the district's website to promote transparency and accessibility to our community. There was no action taken in closed session. It is recommended the governing board adopt the agenda as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion to adopt, to approve.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
Any discussion? I will call for the vote. We don't have anyone in there. Okay. Oh, I see them now. Okay, I couldn't see them. All right. So, Trustee Goldbeck.
Aye.
Thank you. Trustee Moran.
Aye.
Trustee Favela.
Aye.
Trustee Hansen.
Aye.
Okay, and I also vote aye, so that motion passes. Okay. Okay. The flag salute will be led by students from Summer Expanded Learning Program at this time.
Good evening, President McBride, members of the Board of Trustees, Superintendent Hazel, and everyone here. My name is Titus Dutcher. I just finished 6th grade at William H. Fraser Elementary. I am looking forward to a new school year as I am starting 7th grade at Potter Junior High. More specifically, I am excited about the science classes at Potter.
Hi there, I'm Nevaeh Armenta from Fallbrook STEM Academy, and I am a rising 5th grader. This year, I am looking forward to trying out for the cheerleading team. Wish me luck. Titus and I will be leading the Pledge of Allegiance tonight, so please stand and put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. It is recommended the governing board approve the minutes of the June 18, 2026 regular board meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion to approve.
A second?
I second.
Any discussion? Okay, I will call for the vote. Trustee Henson?
Aye.
Trustee Favela?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
And Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
Thank you. And I also vote aye, so the motion passes. Now we will be moving on to reports from the board, starting with Trustee Hansen.
Nothing at this time.
Thank you. Trustee Goldbeck?
Good evening. I'm Trustee Golbeck. I am Area 1 trustee, which is the part of town north of East Mission Road, up into Duluth, and then west to the east side of Camp Pendleton. And over the last month and few weeks, since our last board meeting, I got the opportunity to participate in a number of preparations for the bond proposal that we're going to consider tonight. I got to work with the staff to strategize how we would present the bond proposal to the San Diego County Taxpayers Association, which is the taxpayers watchdog. They've been in San Diego County for decades, reviewing bond proposals and other tax proposals from local governments to make sure that the governmental groups that are proposing these taxes or bond measures are doing so with utmost responsibility. So it was a lot of work. Our staff put together over 100 pages of reports, and it was incredible to see the team that we have here at the district come together to support this big effort, which is really an opportunity to take care of our schools for decades to come. So there's some big news about the San Diego County Taxpayers Association that I'll let Superintendent Hazel share later in section 3 of our agenda tonight. But it was great to see this team work really hard and get that huge amount of information to the San Diego County Taxpayers Association. The professionalism and the dedication involved was inspiring.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Moran?
Good evening. My special event that occurred yesterday was for the staff welcome back. It was awesome. It was my first time. It was great to see the enthusiasm that each and every one of them had for this year. So I'm pretty excited about it. It just gave me that little push of power, push of excitement. But I appreciate every single one of you being here. It really matters to me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Trustee Favela?
Good afternoon, buenas tardes, Hanik Emazanil, y bienvenidos para mi escuela. So I guess to have a little bit of a report. Just during the summer, my son had a chance to attend the summer program at Potter Junior High. He's entering 7th grade. So I was glad that he took the initiative. He wanted to still be with his friends, and we were, just really wanted to see how the program was going through him. And right away he liked it. We wanted to go back, and so much that he wanted to do the after school program as well. He wanted to stay. So really glad to hear the feedback from him. He was having a good time. I know he was learning a few things here and there, but unfortunately we had a camping trip during the last week, and that's when all the fun things happened. There was a field trip. There was, I think, Italian soda making, a lot of cool stuff. And he was bummed out. But overall, it just really lets us know that it was a great program. So I really want to congratulate all the staff that pulled it off, made it happen, and really made summer school a very special program for our kids here. Besides that, I did also have a chance to attend the back to school event yesterday. It was a lot of fun as well. Really riding that spirit as well. I'm still wearing the shirt. But just excited to step into another year with everyone pumped up, hyped up, and continue the great work that we've been doing. And school starts Monday. Oh yeah. So it's good, but at the same time, our summer is coming to an end. So, oh well, we've made the most of it. Okay, I'll leave it at that.
All right, thank you. As for me, I had the pleasure to attend the Super Summer Camp, and it was amazing. It was wonderful. It was so much more than you would even imagine, because the staff here really goes out of their way to make it just a wonderful experience, besides learning the things that the kids are learning. And you'll get to see tonight some of the artwork that they made during the summer program. So part of it was finances, and the other one was the celebration of the 250th anniversary of our country, you'll see some of their artwork, their sculptures that were, I want to know how they made them, because they weren't there to answer that question. I thought I'd ask them personally tonight. So thank you so much for the staff and the administration and everyone that makes it possible to have such a wonderful program. And now, Superintendent, if you would please share your report.
Thank you. If they could pull up the slideshow there. Perfect. We'll jump into the first slide. I don't know if you can see. Oh, it was me having so much fun at Super Summer Camp as well. We had, and I know that the ELO team will share a little bit more, but BizTown was part of the summer, and every classroom had a different theme where they were a different store. There was the farm store, there was Starbucks, there were all kinds of different stores, and we got an opportunity to see kids. Kids were paid for the work that they did. They got to earn money for the time they put in, and then they got to use their money and count their bucks and turn it in for different prizes. And it was just a fantastic opportunity for all of our students. And it's unique to Fallbrook. Other districts are not offering summer programs for their students. And so I'm really proud that our board supports this free summer camp for all of our students that is so high quality. So again, thank you to the whole staff, and we're going to hear from them later. Next was, we had the opportunity. August has been full of welcome back. Like, we missed everybody in July. Our ELO was here, thank goodness. Our after school program was here, but it was not everyone was with us. And so welcome back with all of our managers. So we spent the day looking at the achievement of our district. I'm excited to share that our achievement in both reading and math is at the highest levels that it's been in 11 years in Fallbrook. And that's due to these amazing kids working so hard every day, our parents that help us at home, our amazing teachers and staff who just dedicate so much to our district. So we had a great opportunity welcoming our managers back and setting the focus for this year. While we have made incredible gains, we still have more room to grow until every single child is reading and writing and is able to perform in mathematics proficiently. So that's what our plan was for the management welcome back. Our focus for our district welcome back, the next slide, is I love this district. We are the largest employer in Fallbrook. We have over 800 employees, and we stuffed them all in Bowers Auditorium yesterday, and everybody came with so much energy. Kids, your teachers were dancing up the aisles. They were dressed up as superheroes, and they were dancing because they're so excited for you to come back to school on Monday. You can't imagine how excited the team was. And that's something just super special at Fallbrook. So we bring everybody together at Potter, and we have a giant pep rally for the teachers. We had, for the first time, we had community partners that were there. We had the North County Fire, we had the Sheriff's Department, we had the Rotary Club, we had the Boys and Girls Club from Fallbrook, we had the Fallbrook Regional Health Center, and we had the commanding brigadier general from military base Camp Pendleton come and speak to us as well, Nick Brown, which was just such an amazing honor for him to dedicate that time to us, especially during wartime right now. So our schools mean a lot to our leaders at Camp Pendleton. So this year is going to be a phenomenal year. We talked about the importance of courage and the importance of teaching courage to our children to help them to face the challenges that are ahead of them in school and in life. Then today we followed it up with our Rotary Club does a barbecue for us every year. So all the adults got to go to Ingold Park, and the whole community served us hamburgers and chips, and it was just a wonderful opportunity. It feels so nice that our community is behind us in everything that we do in Fallbrook. So it's not just our teachers and our staff getting ready. The whole community of Fallbrook is getting ready for Monday and our welcome back. And so we feel so courageous to be able to meet all of our goals for this school year. And We can't wait for our first day of school is on August 10th. We miss everybody. We've got Meet the Teacher events coming up. We've got first day of school. We've got the red carpet out for everyone. And we can't wait to see everybody on August 10th. So just a little peek of us. We're excited to be back.
Thank you so much. That's a great report. So at this time, we will hear public comments related to items on the open session agenda, as well as non-agenda matters within the board's jurisdiction. Trustee Favela?
Yes, we do have a speaker. Dale K. can come forward.
Okay, thank you. Yes, my name is Dale Kay. I spoke here
Thank you.
over a year ago, and the topic then was our founding fathers and the history of the United States of America. And I was hoping that we would teach more, our schools would teach more of what the founders did for us, the history of the U.S. So I'd like to expand on that just a little bit. So as we all know, last month, we celebrated 250 years of independence. But please ask, I think an interesting question is, why did Americans declare independence? Why did they? Why not just go along with the dictatorship of King George? It most certainly would have been much easier. They wouldn't have had to go through that battle of independence. Well, but they did. They declared independence. Now, does anybody think that the Americans then just woke up one morning and decided to declare independence? No, not even close. Back then, they were well prepared for this, years in advance. Back then, they had what they called the Committees of Correspondence. And these were networks of very well-educated Americans who they traveled from town to town, educating common people like farmers and storekeepers and so forth about the principles of liberty. And this was done years before the Revolution. And especially, they wanted to make sure that everyone understood that our rights come from God, not from government. This was very important to them. And, well, as we know, the closing words of the Declaration say, "And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor." And many of the signers did lose everything they had, and several of them died. So I'd like you all to please think about it right now. If those brave men had not done what they did for us, we would not be meeting here like this tonight. Things would have been very different. So why is it that so many people from totalitarian third world countries, they want to immigrate here? Well, the simple reason is because we have the highest standard of living of any country in the world. Of course they want to come here. We owe so much thanks to our founding fathers, sacrificing their lives, fortunes, and sacred honor, and for giving us the foundation for a constitutional republic form of government. So much more could be said. We could stand here for another hour and talk about all the things. But anyway, again, I hope that our schools will spend sufficient time teaching the history and appreciate and teach what our founding fathers did for us. Thank you.
you. Thank you.
And Mr. K, I hope you'll stick around because I think you'll be really happy to hear our students presenting later tonight, because our entire summer school program was dedicated to celebrating our 250th celebration of the Declaration of Independence. So you'll see the artwork that our students did, and this is something that we're focusing on and supporting throughout the year. So we'd love for you to stay if you're able to.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, do we have any other speakers?
Right. So the next speaker will be during the business services item 3.
Okay, thank you. So Assistant Superintendent Armando Farias will provide a presentation on a potential general obligation bond at this time.
And actually, we're gonna present together. Yeah. So, good evening, trustees. I'm happy to be standing here and sharing with you about the presentation that we presented for the San Diego Taxpayers Association on July 14th. So on July 14th, we asked the San Diego Taxpayers Association to conduct an independent review of our facilities needs, our financial planning, and our proposed approach, and ultimately to consider endorsing a local facilities bond measure should the board vote tonight to place that measure before the voters. And we're excited to share that this week we heard back from the San Diego Taxpayers Association, and they said that they have officially endorsed our district's proposed bond measure should we decide to put it on the ballot. And this is really significant because the San Diego Taxpayers Association doesn't simply just accept a district's description of its own needs. It really evaluates the district's history of responsibility, stewarding taxpayer dollars, the strength and specificity of the spending plan, and the taxpayer protections that would be in place. So for our voters, this is very important endorsement, and it provides an important layer of independent validation. It doesn't replace the judgment of this board or the ultimate decision of the community, but it tells our voters that an independent, nonpartisan taxpayer watchdog has carefully examined our proposal and that they've concluded that our need is well documented, our planning has been responsible, and our proposed approach it merits support. So I want to sincerely thank our Assistant Superintendent Farias, Bryson Bickler, Lindsay Pillen, Jen Kim, Carolyn Brown, and Nick Hoyer for the extraordinary work and the amount of time that went into developing the materials to present such a thorough package to the San Diego Taxpayers Association. Your team is impeccable, and with their attention to detail and professionalism and just a deep commitment to transparency in the process. So tonight, we're going to walk through briefly the presentation that we gave to the San Diego Taxpayers Association. And we had exactly 10 minutes with the San Diego Taxpayers Association. So we're going to keep it tight tonight too. And then they had an opportunity to ask us questions related to the presentation and the package that we put together. Oops, can we go to the next? Oh, perfect. Can you click for me? All right. So what we explained to the Taxpayers Association was ultimately that we want to make sure the condition of our schools supports the amazing quality of education that's happening inside our schools. Our teachers and our staff and our students are doing exceptional work, and we are achieving at the highest levels that we've seen in more than a decade. However, many of them are doing that work in buildings and systems that are approaching and have already exceeded their useful lives. And so the question before us is, how do we responsibly protect these community assets, provide safe and effective learning environments, and give our voters the opportunity to decide whether to invest locally in the future of our schools? So we began the presentation by talking about who we are as a district. We began and explained that Fallbrook Union Elementary School District serves over 5,100 students from preschool all the way to 8th grade. And we service Fallbrook, Duluth, Camp Pendleton, and San Onofre. As you know, our district covers a really expansive amount of geographic area. We go all the way from the east of the 15, where the Horse Creek Ranch properties are, all the way to the 5, all the way up to San Onofre. And our presentation shows, whoops, on the next slide. Oh, no, we took it. Can we go back? Oh, we didn't include it there. 168,000 acres, 262 square miles of property in our district. So we operate 11 schools, 4 support facilities, and we employ over 800 certificated and classified employees. So we are the largest employer in Fallbrook. We also explained that our schools are much more than buildings where instruction occurs. They're neighborhood anchors. They're places where families receive nutrition support, parent education, learning, expanded learning opportunities, special education services, counseling, and connections to essential community resources. We highlighted the various programs that our schools offer, including a STEAM program, a dual language immersion program, leadership development, athletic, college and career readiness, and all of the services that our students need to thrive. And so that's why the condition of our buildings really matters. We need to have safe, reliable, accessible, and well-maintained schools in every classroom. Next slide, please. Oh, perfect. We then shared with the association that our structures are nearly 60 years old or older. We have 5 out of 10 of our physical school campuses are over 60 years old. May Ellis and Santa Margarita were built in 1938. Fallbrook STEM Academy opened in the 1950s. Potter Junior High in 1964 and La Paloma in 1968. And our last local facilities bond was approved back in 2002. Nearly 25 years ago. So since that time, we've worked really hard to carefully maintain our campuses, and we've pursued other sources of funding whenever possible. But honestly, our roofs, our plumbing, our electrical infrastructure, our heating and air conditioning, and other major building components continue to age. Our comprehensive facilities assessment identified approximately $475 million in needs across the district. Those needs include repairing and replacing roofs, plumbing, electrical systems, improving safety, security, accessibility. We emphasize to you tonight that these are not luxury projects. They're fundamental investments necessary to keep our schools safe, reliable, and capable of supporting modern teaching and learning. The other thing that's unique about Fallbrook is our enrollment is growing. New communities are coming into our campuses, and so we have to focus not only on maintaining our current campuses, but meeting the need of additional students that are coming into the community. And finally, we walked the association through a thoughtful process that brought the district to this point. This process has taken us over 4 years, and there's been many steps to the process of getting to you tonight. And it began in 2022, before I was here, when the Public Board Workshop launched the Facilities Master Plan process. They formed a committee, conducted school site walkthroughs, and commissioned comprehensive facility condition assessments. That work was followed by community and staff engagement, public surveys, and a transparent facilities master plan website, board review, educational presentations. Most recently, we did a community polling and continued financial analysis. And throughout the process, we asked several important questions. What condition are our schools in? Where will future students be enrolled? What does our community value most? And what emerged from that work is an evidence-based roadmap that considers facility condition, safety, enrollment, equity, project timing, and funding feasibility. At this time, I'm going to pass the presentation over to Assistant Superintendent Frias to share with us the facilities master plan process.
Good evening, Madam President, trustees, present and online staff, and amazing community. I'm just honored to present these to you. As Superintendent Hazel stated it, the district is not approaching the facilities needs as a one-time repair list. It has launched a facilities master plan to guide site upgrades and renovations over the next decade using data on facility conditions, repair timing, enrollment, utilization, equity, and costs. As she stated it, we have identified over $475 million in needs in our school district. It is a lot of money. As stated, $475 million, recognizing that we cannot address every single need. We have prioritized and our most critical needs. The proposed $76 million bond focuses on projects with the greatest need impact based on student safety and compliance, facility condition and reliability, instructional impact, opportunities to leverage state matching funds. This is a focused, fiscally responsible investment, not a comprehensive list to fix everything. Because as stated, in order to be able to fix everything, we would need close to $500 million. If approved by voters, these bond funds will be used only for capital improvements, meaning structures and other. The final project list will be determined through public input, board action, and the ballot language approved by the board if they determine to approve it tonight. The major project categories include roofing, removing of asbestos, plumbing, electrical, work safety improvements, classrooms, and student support facilities. The intent again is to prioritize. I would like for everyone to take a look at this and to see that something is missing here. We don't have any stadiums. We don't have any performing centers. We don't have any luxury projects. Why? Because we want to make sure that every single dollar goes towards the safety of our kids and our staff and our community. Our facilities master plan prioritizes projects through a comprehensive data-driven process. We evaluate 5 key factors: facility condition, timing of repair and replacement needs, enrollment and campus utilization, equity consideration, and opportunities to leverage state funding. We're addressing projects with the greatest needs in mind. I would like for you to take a look at this picture. This is one of our schools just a few months ago. One of our pipes broke and we ordered the parts, we fixed it, we provided our students with water bottle in order for them not to lose any learning. We buried it back, and 3 days later, a section about 3 feet away from what we fixed, bursted again. Some people might say it's bad luck. It's not bad luck. It's the structures, the piping telling us we need a major investment in order to provide the conditions for every single one of our kids to succeed. Our district has a truly proven track record of conservative, responsible financial investment. We have consistently maximized state and federal funding before asking local taxpayers to invest. Prop X, which was approved, I believe, 2002, was spent as promised on critical structure improvements. We refinanced that bond twice, saving taxpayers approximately $1.3 million. We have built, take a look at these gorgeous schools. We built 2 on Camp Pendleton with nearly $100 million in federal funding without asking taxpayers for money. This bond reflects what we're proposing, our unwavering commitment to accountability, transparency, and fiscal responsibility. I really believe, not only as an employee, but as a father as well, that every single one of our kids deserves something like this. Every single one, whether they're at the base or whether they're here in town. And I'm sure that many of you as parents as well, community members, will agree with me. Now, I introduce Jim Kim, Director of Education Facilities Program for Bank of America.
Thank you, Mr. Farias. Good evening, President McBride, trustees, community members. My name is Jin Kim. I'm here from B of A Securities, and we've been assisting the district as the district's potential bond underwriter. This slide is one of the slides which the district has shared with the San Diego County Taxpayers Association. It really highlights 2 things. One is the financial impact to the community, and that is for a $76 million bond package, the targeted tax rate is about $30 per $100,000 of assessed valuation. Here, I'd like to just make the distinction between assessed valuation and market rate. As many of you are aware, the district's property values or your homes may be worth much more than that. It may be appraised at $700,000, $800,000, or even $900,000. I'd like to just remind the community and the board that when the San Diego County tax collector calculates the tax rate to levy on your properties, it's not based on what you can sell your home for today. Rather, it's based on what you might have bought your home for 5 years ago or maybe 10 years ago. And that's the taxable value that you can find on your tax bill. For a typical homeowner within our district, that assessed valuation is about $570,000. Now, this is a median assessed valuation, meaning 50% of the property owners within our district have a higher than $570,000 assessed valuation, while the other 50% below enjoys an assessed valuation below that. So assuming a $30 tax rate and multiplying that and incorporating the median assessed valuation of a homeowner, the tax bill on an annual basis is about $171 annually. Again, depending on what your assessed valuation is, your tax bill might be higher than this or it might be lower than this. This is just a middle point. The other topic I like to highlight here, in which we highlighted with the Taxpayers Association, is that majority of the school districts, or many school districts up and down the state, use general obligation bonds as a way to address the facilities needs. However, many of these school districts, when they undertake a new bond, it's an additive tax, meaning if there's a old bond that's currently outstanding, they would just layer in an additional tax on top of that for the potential new bonds. For us, though, we are doing something a little bit different, and that is it's called a tax rate extension, and you may hear that terminology up until the election time in November. And essentially what that means is we will not levy any taxes for these potential new bonds until we have fully paid off that old 2002 Proposition X bond. And those bonds are scheduled to fall off 3 more fiscal years after this fiscal year. So we are targeting or planning to levy a tax for the potential new bonds starting the 4th year after this fiscal year for the repayment of any potential new bonds. Now, one of the questions that folks have asked is, well, what happens if we face economic uncertainties and some of the challenges? Proposition X, if you remember, during that repayment period, we faced 2 major challenges. One was the Great Recession in 2008-2009, and the other was COVID-19. When these events occur, it does have an influence or impact on assessed valuation. And as we just spoke about, assessed valuation is one of the key components in deriving your tax rate. So I'd like to just start with that green column. That green column, which has the 3.5% figure at the top. That's the assumed or planning tool we're using as future assessed valuation growth rate, and which was also shared with the San Diego Taxpayers Association based on their best practices guideline. Now let's assume that what if we were to face some of the economic challenges the district has faced in the past, like the Great Recession or COVID-19, and we experience suppressed assessed valuation growth than what we're currently planning. Well, to illustrate that, there are 4 columns left of the green. These are assessed valuation, or I would say average assessed valuation growth rates under 4 different scenarios. One assumes a 1.5%, the other assumes 2%, third assumes 2.5% average annual growth, and the other assumes 3%. I would say, based on my experience, that the far left 1.5% average annual growth rate assumption is highly unlikely. Even during the teeth of the Great Recession and COVID events combined, the district, when we look at the past 25 or 30 years of assessed valuation growth rate, your average annual growth rate has been about 4.6% annually. But let's say we do face something more severe than what we have experienced over the past 25 years. And let's assume that the average annual growth rate is 1.5% on the far left. What might be the tax rate for a typical homeowner within the district? Again, this is that middle point, that $570,000 assessed valuation. For that particular homeowner, your average tax rate would be about $43 per $100,000 of assessed valuation. And that would translate into about $242 annual tax bill. So we would go from a $171 tax bill to about $242 tax bill if we were to face severe economic challenges during the course of our potential bond. Conversely, though, what would happen if assessed valuations outperform what we're using as a planning tool, 3.5%? For that, we put in a column to the right of the 3.5% column, which is 4% average annual growth rate. And this is actually the average annual growth rate that many school districts in the state of California assume. They use 4% as a planning tool. And if the district were to experience a 4% average growth over the life of this potential bond, for a typical homeowner, the average annual tax rate is about $26 per $100,000 assessed valuation. And what that translates to is about $148 tax bill on an annual basis. So this is less than what we're currently planning. Again, I'd like to just highlight that these are based on assessed valuation and not market value of your home. So if you're trying to estimate what your tax bill might be, I would encourage you to look at your last year's tax bill, and there's an assessed value or a tax roll value that the assessor's office or the treasurer's office uses, and that'll show you the dollar value in which your tax rates are calculated at. Now, in understanding that assessed valuation is a major factor in determining what the tax rates might be in the future years, you may be asking, well, what are some ways could the district manage future tax rates? Well, there are a number of different ways we can do that. One of them is by revisiting our planned assessed valuation growth rate going forward and prior to every bond draw. Right now, we're using a 3.5%. But what happens if our assessed valuation performance next year or the year after comes in slightly below that? Then what we would do is, before the next bond draw, we would revisit and maybe rebench the planning tool from 3.5% to maybe 3% or 2.9%, so that our projected tax rate always stays under that $30 tax rate that we're targeting here. The other way to manage future tax rate is by adjusting the timing and the amount of our future bond draws. Even though the community is asked to support a $76 million bond package, the district will not be issuing or drawing all of that money at once. That is, you will not be paying interest on the $76 million of bonds from the day that you vote on the bonds. Rather, you pay interest on the bond draws that the district takes. That is, think of it as a line of credit on your home. The bank may approve you for a $100,000 line of credit on your home, but the bank only charges interest in the amount that you draw from your credit limit. A bond authorization works very similar to that. So even though you may be asked to approve a $76 million package, you only pay interest or you pay taxes only on the amount of bonds in which the district draws on. So that's another way we can manage taxes. If we are projected to exceed this $30 tax rate, what we would do is we would slow down the pace of our bond draw and the amount that we would draw. The other possible way to manage future tax rate is the repayment period. Evaluating the repayment period is very important. Think of it as a 30-year mortgage versus a 15-year mortgage. If you're taking out a 15-year home mortgage, even though you're paying less in total interest, you are paying a larger annual or monthly mortgage payment compared to a 30-year mortgage. A bond works similar to that. So by extending out the repayment period of the bonds, while the total interest is greater than a shorter repayment period, the impact on the tax bill is less, ergo a smaller tax rate than otherwise might be. So these are some of the ways that the district and staff and board can use to manage future tax rate to ensure that we always stay under the $30 targeted tax rate. Now, as Mr. Farias mentioned, the district has demonstrated good governance, fiscal stewardship by taking advantage of refinancing opportunities. And it has done that twice over the life of Proposition X and delivered $1.3 million in tax savings to the taxpayers. Whenever a school district undertakes a refinancing opportunity, none of the economics go to the district. None of the monies go to pay for staff salaries, and none of the monies go to enhance facilities. All the money is passed back to the taxpayers for your benefit. So I'll turn it back to you, Mr. Farias.
I just want to take a moment to thank the governing board for your consideration of this very important step, and the community as well for being here and listening. As you can tell, there are a lot of needs, and the needs have been prioritized based on our kids, based on your kids. So we're open for any questions. Questions or comments?
Frank, did you have something you want to ask? Trustee.
No questions at this time. Just really excited to consider this for our community.
Okay. Well, there is a question I would like to ask. So could you tell us more on the refinance part?
Sure. So every time a school district takes a draw on a bond measure, that draw comes with what's called a prepayment clause, and it's very similar to our mortgages. Just as you may refinance your old home mortgage at a higher interest rate and replace it with a new mortgage at a lower interest rate, and you keep the delta in the interest cost, that concept applies to a school bond draw. So if there are opportunities in the future where some of the old bonds at higher interest rates could be refinanced or replaced with new bonds at lower interest rates, we would share that information with district staff and the board and make the determination to undertake such a refinancing. And should that refinancing be successful, all of the all the savings will be for the benefit of the taxpayers.
If I understand right, that happened at the end of the last bond.
Yes, that's correct.
What was the savings for that, please?
So the total aggregate savings for those two bond refinancings were $1.3 million.
For the public to know, yes. Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
I do have another comment, President McBride, if that's all right.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Thanks. Just wanted to underline that the way that this current proposal would structure the repayment schedule would delay repaying until that 2029, 2030 tax year so that our taxpayers wouldn't see a change on their tax bill. If we were to approve and then the voters were to vote yes, they would see just a continuation with no new tax rates. If I'm understanding everything correctly. Is that correct, Mr. Kim?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Trustee Favela, any other public comments, please, at this time?
Yes, we do. Connie Fish.
I am so excited to be here and talk about this today. I was assistant superintendent. It's on. It's just I'm not speaking into it. When we passed Proposition X, and it took 2 votes, 2 years in a row before we got it passed. And it was so exciting to bring the schools up to date. At that point in time, we didn't have enough electricity to add computers to classrooms. And it makes such a difference when we provide what our students need, what's up to date. I think of my home. I live in East Ridge. Some of you know where that is. It's a 55 and older community. The homes are around 30 years old. I cannot tell you how many people have had to have their plumbing redone because their foundation is crumbling because of a water leak. These kinds of things happen regularly when things are old. And I am just so excited that we are willing to take this on and support these schools for the kids that are our future. We need these kids to be successful in school because they're going to take care of us when we're old. I don't want to admit I'm old, so when I'm old. And the last thing I'm going to say just for the fun of it is, guess what? I am a direct descendant of a cousin of the signer of the Declaration of Independence, Oliver Wolcott.
Thank you, Connie. Okay, so moving on, it is recommended the governing board adopt resolution number 01-2627, ordering a school bond election to be held on November 3rd, 2026. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion to approve.
Thank you. A second?
I second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, with that,
I would like to make
okay,
a
go ahead.
comment.
Sorry.
So I had the opportunity to attend, be part of the grand opening, the reopening of Merrifield Pendleton after it was rebuilt. It was a new school, actually. It was completely new school on the same property. And you know, trustees from visiting our schools, how our bay schools are so beautiful, and you know, the work of the previous boards were able to provide that for our students, for our community. And I remember our board just understanding very clearly that, you know, that set a bar for the rest of our schools, especially our in-town schools, right? So we knew we had an obligation to create this, work towards this, and provide this opportunity to make these improvements that we need to make, right? So, you know, I wanted just to put that in mind here, that it is our responsibility as a board to keep looking forward, keep our schools looking as good as they can, and we're doing excellent work here, right? So just wanted to share that here. Yeah.
thank you. Thank you, Trustee Favela. Okay, with that, I will call for the vote. Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Henson?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
Trustee Favela?
Aye.
And with that, I also vote aye, so the motion passes. Ms. Lily Perez, Director of Expanded Learning Program, will present an update on the 2026 summer programs at this time.
And thank you to our students who have been so patient and so well behaved through that whole presentation. You did a great job.
Took the words right out of my mouth. So actually, there's a crew of us presenting. Good evening, President McBride, Superintendent Hazel, governing board members, students, families, and community members. I'm Lily Perez, Expanded Learning Opportunities Program Director. This evening, we are proud to present highlights from our 2026 summer programs, and our students are here to help us.
Hi, good evening. I'm Stephanie Martinez. I'm the Special Ed Director. For years, Fallbrook Union Elementary School District has provided multiple separate summer programs. This year, we had been dreaming about something and we saw it come together. 2 years ago, we began dreaming of bringing all of our programs together on one campus at the same time with the same staff. Tonight, we're excited to share with you our dream come true, where migrant summer programs, special education, extended school year, expanded learning opportunities hosted one inclusive summer program. I'm not sure who has the slide clicker. Oh.
So I'm Leah Curcio, your Senior Director of Curriculum Instruction, and I just wanted to take this moment to thank all of our summer leads and our students who are here tonight that made our expanded summer program happen. So we have our summer leads, Eliseo Hino, Eddie Ponce, Myra Costa, Jen Mariucci, Nikita Brown, Dale Leonard, and Josh Mills. They all supported in implementing and planning this major bring all our programs together so that we could provide a creative, inclusive, engaging experience for our students. And our students, they just can't wait now to show you what they've done.
Yep. I don't know. Well, I'll go ahead and get started. We wanted to share with you that we were able to serve over 860 students across 2 sessions. This summer, we had 385 students at Fallbrook STEM Academy and San Onofre, which is part of our inclusive model. And then our second session served over 475 students between William H. Frazier and Potter Junior High. When they get the slides going, the next one would talk about our one program, our one vision. There, we're getting it. This summer, expanded learning, migrant, and extended school year came together as one unified program. By combining our staff expertise, resources, and student opportunities, we created a stronger and more inclusive learning environment. Our BizTown theme connected academics with financial literacy, career exploration, and practical life skills. In an inclusive summer learning model, one of the most successful aspects of our summer program was the inclusive teaching model, where general education, special education, migrant education, and after-school opportunities, staff planned and taught and collaborated together. Students with a variety of learning needs participated alongside peers, with intervention technicians providing targeted small group support. Through this interdisciplinary BizTown theme, students learned together and built friendships across programs and abilities. They had increased access to grade-level academics, enrichment, financial literacy, STEAM, and social-emotional learning. This collaborative model fostered a strong sense of belonging while maintaining high expectations for all learners. It demonstrated what is possible when staff share responsibilities for creating an inclusive and engaging learning environment.
Good afternoon, buenas tardes. Before I get started, I do want to share that I was one of the ESY leads this summer, and last year was my first year, and this year was amazing. And I also participated as the summer programs TKK1 teacher at Frazier in July, so it was amazing. Each program maintained its individual goals while working under one umbrella ELO focused on accelerated academic growth through expanded learning and enrichment. Migrant education supported language development and academic achievement, while ESY helped students maintain progress towards their individual IEP goals. Together, we provided equitable access, meaningful inclusion, and high-quality learning experiences for every student. In our academic focus, our academic schedule included 2 hours of daily English language arts and writing instruction, along with 90 minutes of mathematics. Students also participated in daily independent reading, small group instruction, weekly financial literacy lessons, STEAM activities, and project-based learning. Art was intentionally integrated into mathematics and other content areas to make learning more creative and engaging. Our BizTown was amazing, both in June and in July. Financial literacy was not taught as a standalone lesson. It was embedded throughout the programs. One day each week focused on financial literacy through reading, writing, and mathematics. Students also participated in a PBIS economy system, earning classroom money, practicing, saving, spending, and even donating, and responsible decision-making at the BizTown store. Specials was one of our highlights as well. Our students participated in a wide variety of engaging enrichment opportunities, including art with the Art Dude, sports saints, esports, I Cook, culinary classes, and bicycle safety and riding instruction. These experiences promoted creativity, teamwork, healthy lifestyles, problem solving, and practical skills, while giving students opportunities they might not otherwise have during the traditional school day.
I'm Eddie Ponce. I'm one of your lead teachers for the summer program, also teacher at Potter Junior High. One of the things that we focused on, one of the things that we focused on over the summer camp was celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States. In order to do that, we decorated the campuses. The kids participated in art projects. They had special activities in ELA and mathematics. The teachers were given lots of creativity to be as creative as they want. For instance, at Potter, one of our teachers in math, they charted the population growth from 1776 to 2026, and the kids had to chart it and draw it and all these different things. So they had lots of opportunities to be very creative and bring in their expertise in their subject areas to make sure that the kids expanded on all of the information for the 250th celebration of the United States. So lots of opportunities to just grow and use the content in creative ways. Next slide. Lots of flags. To build off the financial literacy component, the kids, to kind of conclude the programs, participated in a BizTown Carnival, as pictured in the slides. The kids were able to use the cash they earned throughout all the days with attendance and positive behavior and all of these different things, cleaning up after themselves, doing great on projects as what you're about to see. They took that cash and they were able to participate in the games with the inflatables and throw axes and soccer balls and all of these different things to conclude the program over the length of both programs in the session 1 and session 2. Next slide, please. All right, the city walk. To conclude also with the carnival, the kids participated in a city walk where they were able to visit other classrooms and see all of the projects that the kids were working on. So some examples are there. The farmhouse, my own team developed a space theme, as my students are about to show, where we launched rockets for the whole campus. So it's a very culminating, summative piece where we took all of the themes from the BizTown, plus the literacy components and design projects that kind of showcased all the work that the kids did over the 19 days and the 15 days in session 2. More importantly, it gave the students a sense of ownership and pride. They got to show it off to, especially with the first camp when we're all together. The 8th graders showed it off to the TKers. The TKers got to see what the 8th graders are doing. All of these different things kind of blend together to make one inclusive program. Next one. And then the art classes with the Art Dude. Once again, you're about to see that with our student presenters that are behind me. The Art Dude brought in a lot of different techniques and strategies for the kids to participate in. He did a very good job of tying it to the themes that we gave him as the teachers. So he made sure that the kids had access to specifically designed themes based off the business that myself and Mr. Escobedo built, based off of our neighbors next door. And so it really incorporated those themes in mind when they started developing the projects. And then I'm going to bring up Mr. Hijino, and he's going to bring up some of our other enrichment courses that we offered over the programs.
Good evening, buenas tardes. My name is Eliseo Eugenio, and I support the after-school program, and I also supported the summer sessions over the summer. So as stated, we offered the summer program, but we also offer after-school care. And so part of the enriching opportunities for some of our students, as you can see, was bicycle riding and training lessons, the importance of a helmet use, the importance of riding on streets. Our elementary students were provided the opportunity to ride the bikes in a structured and secure, safe environment. And so here we have our group of littles, but we also offered this opportunity to our older students at Potter Junior High. Next slide, please. Our older students were able to take a bike riding lesson over at Mission Bay. And so they were able to use bikes maybe on a 2-mile stretch. And so they also learned safety, helmet use, safe decision making, and all of this helps students practice riding their skills. They practiced in a structured, supportive environment. There were students at all levels of riding. There was one student in particular who said that she had learned how to ride a bike early in life, but had forgotten. And so she practiced the entire time that we were out there riding. We ran out of time. We had 2 hours. We ran out of time, and it didn't come back, but her confidence level was through the roof. She was very persistent, and she stuck with it, which was really amazing to see because she just jumped on the bike and went for it. So that was very neat. And so these experiences allow students to build connections with each other, build connections with the community, with the school that they are a part of, and they are engaged. And so, is that the next slide? All right, so we have some student speakers with us today, and they want to share their experience. We have 3 students with us. The first one coming up is Ricardo Robles. Ricardo.
Hello. Sorry. Hi, my name is Ricardo, a rising 6th grader from Mayales. I would like to take a few moments to share my summer experience. I attended both summer sessions this year because I wanted to keep on learning and have fun over the summer. I really enjoyed both sessions because there were so many creative activities like esports, art, and creative projects. During the first session, we participated in BizTown. I learned about finance, saving money, and the difference between gross pay and net pay. In the second session, we learned about hospitality, creating our own resort, and discovering how to make guests feel welcome. In the first session, we were a coffee shop. So our room always smelled like coffee. It was horrible. One of my favorite parts about the program was meeting students from all different schools such as William Fraser Elementary, Live Oak Elementary, La Paloma Elementary, and Fabric STEM Academy. I've gotten to know students with different learning styles and needs. I think these relationships and friendships will help me when I go to Potter High School or even do a sport, dance, music, or other club in the future. This summer, I also learned important life lessons. I learned how to save money and whether think if something's really just a want or a need. In math, I learned how to divide and multiply larger numbers and solve problems with decimals. I know these skills will help me next school year. My favorite project was creating our 3D resort rooms. I designed it with a hot tub, an ocean view, a queen-size bed, a snack bar, and a mini fridge because I wanted our guests to have an amazing experience. If another student was thinking about joining the summer programs, I would tell them to give it a try. You'll have fun and learn a lot while you're here. Thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your summer.
Along with Ricardo, we also had some students who also shared some of their favorite quotes as we encountered them on campus. So I want to highlight our friend Mateo, Emily, and Jack. So they were attending the Fraser camp. And we have Michelle and we have Sophia from Potter joining us next.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michelle, and this is And my name is Sophia.
And we are excited to share our experience with Super Summer Camp and Migrant Ed with you all. We participated in a lot of different activities during the camp. They included physical education. We also learned about trigonometry that will help us in the 11th grade math. We also learned about planets in the solar system and if they can handle human life.
We read 20 minutes each day. Students read books, magazine, or graphic novels. One of the books I read was The Lost Boy. This was a really sweet book because it talked about a child that got a lot of neglect with her parents. And the other book that I read was Summer Broken Rules. This book was about a girl that lost her sister but found her true love. Next, we have a lot of creative activities like drawing, painting, writing, and making crafts.
For example, we had a melted plastic tower. This project was for art history from the art dude, and it was to learn more about the creator who made this project possible. And another one that we did was a spaceship with plates, and we were able to make actual aliens with clay and things like that. One of my projects that I'm most proud of is this Venus poster where we were able to get information from the NASA website to see if it could handle potential for life. We got the size and distance and the atmosphere for it.
Next, we participated in a lot of outdoor activities. Our PE teachers were Coach Rivas and Coach Kernick. Some sports we played were flag football, basketball, volleyball, and scoop ball. My favorite one was flag football because I'm really good at running and I have a really strong right arm.
Another section that focuses on learning something new. One of the new things I learned was trigonometry, which, like I mentioned, will help us more in 11th grade math, and it was to learn how high our rockets went when we launched them.
My favorite part about time in summer camps were hanging out with friends and preparing for 8th grade.
Thank you so much for listening.
All right, I think we're ready for them to show some of their artwork to you. They're going to parade around. Yes, they're going to need...
My name is Noah, and my favorite thing is Statue of Liberty.
Okay, my name is Isabella. My favorite art project was Starbucks Cafe Glow in the Dark.
Hello, my name is Angel. My favorite art product was the Statue of Liberty.
Hi, my name is Olivia, and my favorite art project was the Glow Blast.
My name is Vinny, and my favorite art project was the Statue of Liberty.
My name is Emmy. And my favorite project is the Statue of Liberty.
My name is Leah, and my favorite art project was the Frida Kahlo painting. This is my little sister Eva, and her favorite art project was the glass tower.
That's very pretty. Did you want to do the words? Thank you. Very nice.
So all of our students here participated in one of the camps. I think we have representation from Mary Faye Pendleton, and we have, thank you, wave if you're from Mary Faye Pendleton. So thank you, parents, for coming out here to support us. And our other students are from all the elementary schools in town, and our speakers are all from Potter. So two from Potter, one from May Ellis. All right. So sure. Okay. So
Trustee McBride, I know you had a question for the kids about the Statue of Liberty. Can you show Trustee McBride can you tell her a little bit about it? How did you make it?
So, with the Statue of Liberty, we got little, like, models of, like, it was a styrofoam model of the Statue of Liberty. We covered it in tinfoil, then copper tape. And the way I styled it was, I put we get this little metal plate, and cover it in copper tape. Then we stick it on here, and then we style it however we want. And then we put it in a plastic bag and spray it with a salt and vinegar solution, which makes it turn green. But it's going to take a little while, but yes.
Excellent explanation. Thank you.
Can you read the names of the students and I'll pass them out?
Sophia Garcia, come on up.
Stay up here. Stay up here.
Michelle Reyes. Ricardo Robles. Noah Ruiz. Anthony Cruz. Isabella Santos. Angel Acosta. Olivia Woods. Emmy Matthews. Leah Alvarez. And last but not least, Aaliyah Alvarez, our youngest student.
Come on, we have the teachers come up for the pictures. Come on up. Okay, guys, you guys switch into the middle, and then I'm going to pose you up for a picture.
Go on up there, Myra. Oh.
So good. There you go. Guys are doing great. They have a whole belly full of pizza. We're waiting so long. Good job. Come right up and take photos. That's what we waited for. All right. It's not often you get to come to a school board meeting and show all the good work you did. Good job, guys. That would be great.
Thank you again, President McBride, Superintendent Hazel, cabinet members, esteemed audience, and parents and students for taking the time to join us tonight. Special thanks to our parents. We appreciate your continued support of our meaningful and inclusive learning opportunities at FUESD. And
thank you. Thank you for sharing your artwork. Thank you so much.
And at this time, parents, feel free to go back. I think some of the kiddos still want pizza. Padres pueden seguir para el salón 302 para que los niños puedan comer. Gracias.
Bye. Maybe she'd like a picture. Would you like a picture? Do you have your phone? Would you like a picture with your two daughters and their artwork? Oh, she'll do it. Okay, Kimberly's great. Yeah. I will do it. You're welcome. Bye. Yeah. He will. Okay. It is recommended the governing board adopt the instructional calendars for the 2027-2028 and 2028-2029 school years. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion to adopt.
Thank you. Any second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay. With that, I will call for the vote. Trustee Hansen?
Aye.
Trustee Golbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
Trustee Favela?
Aye.
And I will also vote aye, and with that, the motion passes. Next is the workshop and conference attendance. We are pleased to support our teachers and staff to continue their professional learning as they participate in conferences, enabling them to perform their duties and remain up to date on new policies and procedures impacting their roles. The quarterly report for Williams complaints is presented to the governing board as required by the Education Code 35186. We're pleased to report that no complaints were filed with any school or department in our district during the fourth quarter. Now, Mr. Raul Reygosa, Director of Communications, will provide an informational update on district communications.
It's going to be hard to follow those great presenters first of all. Okay, good evening, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Hazel, and my always favorite cabinet members. Tonight, I will provide a brief overview of our district and school websites. I will also share feedback from our recent website survey and explain how we are using the feedback to improve the online experience of our family, the online experience for our families, staff, and community. To begin, I would like to provide a high-level overview of our websites. We have 10 active websites, one district site, and one site for each of our main schools. Our district websites were developed in 2019, while our school sites were developed in 2022, when I came in to the district. The district website received, so this is great information. The district website specifically receives 155,000 visits each year. That's for a district of 5,000 students. That is impressive. That's 75,000 users, and that's about around 75,000 users. So that doesn't mean 75,000 people. That just a person can be counted as a user multiple times based on a time when they log in, right? So after every 30 minutes, they become a new user again, if they log in again, or they come in again. Typically, a school life cycle for a website is 6 to 8 years if we maintain them, right? Most websites like Amazon or something like that, they get updated every 3 years. But our school websites usually will last 6 to 8 years if we maintain them and update them regularly. We have our maintenance schedule here. We maintain our websites twice a year. Generally during the winter break, we do a soft update. and a large refresh during the summer, and that's to get our school sites ready for the start of the school year. And then during this year, we do soft updates just to maintain and keep all our information accurate. So now about community survey. We began to send the survey out in May. We distributed it to all parents, community members, and via Parent Square and social media. We received 113 responses, both in English and Spanish. Although 113 responses seems like a small sample, each response came from someone who actually uses our website. Their feedback gave us valuable information and helped us identify improvements and to consider. Here are four key highlights from the survey. 64% rated websites good or excellent. 58% stated information was easily accessible. 84% used mobile devices to visit our sites. 40% reported an issue or had a suggestion about how we can improve our website. That being said, 40% could still think our websites are great, but they had feedback or they faced an issue that they wanted us to know about. Some of the issues were not directly related to our websites. However, every response helped us understand the overall experience of our users. The survey results gave us a clear understanding of how our community uses our websites. Users rely on the websites for accurate and up-to-date information. The websites continue to be one of the district's most important and trusted resources. Overall, satisfaction was positive, with 64% of responders indicating that our websites were good or excellent, and 30% were at least satisfied with the current websites. In actuality, only 4 people said they didn't like them. So the feedback also highlights user needs. They want calendars to be accurate and current. They want resources to be easy to find, and they want announcements and school information to be updated regularly. Although most of our users are satisfied with the websites, there are always opportunities for improvement. Based on the survey feedback, we are focusing on several areas. We want to make schools' calendars easier to find. We want to make navigation simpler and more direct. We want to make each school website a central resource for families. We will also continue improving the bilingual and mobile experience. As you can see in this example, some of this work is already underway. You will see it in the next few days. We are developing more simplified and bold navigation to address several of the most common suggestions from our survey. These are my priorities for this fall. We will work with schools to improve accurate calendars. We will continue improving website navigation. We will follow mobile-first approach, making sure pages work well on phones and mobile devices. We will continue to work to keep all websites accurate and up-to-date. I keep saying we, because improvements require collaboration across schools and departments. Websites must reflect current and accurate information. I depend on schools and departments to provide that. Maintaining our websites will help us provide the best possible educational resources and service to our community. And in closing, I am committed to working with Superintendent Hazel, cabinet members, school staff, and district partners to provide the best possible service to our students, family, and community. As I stated, our websites are one of the most important district resources. I will continue to work to make them easier to use, more efficient, and more accurate. Thank you.
Thank you, Raul.
Any questions?
Any comments? Questions, anyone? No?
Well, I want to say, I think it's great that you did the survey. As we know how essential it is, how important communication is for our parents. So thank you for doing that. I also want to commend social media. Everything is bilingual.
Yes.
Right. I'm really proud that our district is doing that. I think we're setting an example for other agencies in Fallbrook to follow.
Yeah, and Superintendent Hazel has to be thanked for that because she is very adamant to remind us, make sure we're bilingual. I sometimes make the mistake of forgetting when I'm trying to rush something out, and she's always on top of it, so that helps.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raul.
I want to share, trustees, that I really appreciate the support from Raul. And, one of the first things that I noticed when I first came to the district and I applied to be your superintendent in the district, the first place I went was the website to find out about our district, to hear about what's important to the district. And I was so impressed because the website was up to date. So many school districts, you go to their website and there's information that's from 2 superintendents ago. They're still talking about COVID. Plans are on their websites, and that it's not something that is being prioritized. And we know that social media and websites are really important to our community. I know myself as a mom, I share with Raul all the time, I'm looking for on my own child's website, like, what time is lunch? What time, when was that flyer sent out? When can I pick her, schedule that doctor's appointment in the middle of when's recess? And so I always share with him as a parent, what are the areas that I want to see up to date on my own daughter's website, and bring that here to our district. The other thing that I love about Raul is that he's always about continuous improvement, and he recognizes that our users, our VIPs, are our parents. And it's so important. We can design the most beautiful website, but we've got to ask our users, what do they think about it? Did we put things where they need to be? Is it something that's easily accessible to our parents? And so when he came to me at the end of last year and said, I know we do a lot of surveys for our parents, but can I do another survey for the parents specifically for communication? I said, absolutely. And I'm so glad that you did, because it's going to make our communications even better. So not only does he update all of our websites, he also does the communications, all the social media, all of the graphic design and digital marketing. So I know he says we a lot, but the communications department actually is him. And he does the work of 3 people back there. So thank you. Thank you for your presentation tonight. We appreciate it.
Okay. So next, the board policies listed are presented to the governing board for the first reading. It is recommended the governing board approve in the second reading the updated board policies as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, with that, I will call for the vote. Trustee Favela?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Hansen?
All right.
And I also vote aye. With that, the motion passes. Next, it is recommended the governing board approve the request of out-of-state travel to Utah for 5 district employees providing special education services. The total approximate cost is $4,000 each to be paid out of the special education budget. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion to approve.
Thank you. A second?
I second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, I will call for the vote. Trustee Hansen?
Aye.
Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
Trustee Favela?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. So with that, the motion passes. It is recommended the governing board approve Superintendent Hazel to attend the Network of Distinguished Educators Conference in Washington, D.C. on September 17th through the 18th on 2026. The total approximate cost is $2,500 to be paid out of the superintendent's budget. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion to approve.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, I will call for the vote. Trustee Favela?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Hansen?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. So with that, the motion passes. It is recommended the governing board, it is recommended the governing board approve the consent agenda as presented. Do I? Okay. Oh, yes, that's also, okay. It is recommended the governing board approve Superintendent Monica Hazel Mr. Armando Farias, and one governing board member to attend the NAFIS Fall 2026 Conference in Washington, D.C., September the 20th to the 22nd, 2026. Registration is $750. The total approximate cost is $4,000 each, to be paid out of the superintendent and business services budget. Now, do I have a motion?
A motion to approve.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, I will call for the vote. Trustee Favela?
Aye.
Trustee Hansen? Trustee Hansen?
Hanson, or aye.
Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
And I also vote aye, so with that motion passes. Okay, now on to the consent agenda. It is recommended the governing board approve the consent agenda as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, I will call for the vote. Trustee Favela?
Aye.
Trustee Moran?
Aye.
Trustee Goldbeck?
Aye.
Trustee Hansen?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. So with that motion passes. And it takes us to... Thank you. With that, this meeting is adjourned at 7:36 p.m.